gonna play Simon.
Nobody beats Simon.
I want you, Simon.
Simon is the challenge you've been waiting for, because it takes coordination of hand and mind just to play the game. And if you get very good at Simon, great rewards await you.
Thank you, Simon.
Simon is waiting for you, from Milton Bradley.
Alright, hey guys, and welcome back, as this week I'm taking a look at the iconic toy that bridged the gap between board games and video games, Simon from Milton Bradley. Simon was created by one of the biggest names and manufacturers of board games, Milton Bradley, and was released in 1978. The idea for Simon came at a time when the company was seeing a large decline in interest in board games, as home computers and video games were becoming much more commonplace in households across America. Not to be outdone and to catch on to the current trend, Milton Bradley started their own electronics division to combine their classic staple of iconic board games with the new computerized technology that was sweeping the nation. Soon after returning from a trade show in 1976, co-designers Ralph H. Baer and Howard J. Morrison were inspired by Atari's handheld game called Touch Me. The concept was similar, but not very appealing, with no lights and terrible sounds. It didn't take long for inspiration to hit the two developers, and they soon came up with a concept of their own. Large enough to still feel like a board game with up to 4 players, but computerized and brought into the 20th century, Simon was born. The concept was simple but ingenious, a circular device with 4 large colored buttons that lit up and made sounds to indicate which one was active. All you had to do was follow the pattern. Just repeat the order the lights appeared in, much like the game everyone knows, Simon Says. The game caught on like wildfire. By Christmas of 1978, it was one of the top-selling toys nationwide. The idea caught on so well that even travel-size versions were made, like Pocket Simon, so you could play on the go, or Super Simon, a more advanced version the whole family could play. Simon is still as popular today as it was over 40 years ago, with different variations over the years, but still providing the fun and challenge it always has. Not to mention, saving a company from the brink of bankruptcy. Alright, so now let's take a look at some of the classic versions of the original Milton Bradley gaming phenomenon, which is Simon. So if you never heard of or seen Simon before, which I would find hard to believe as they're still readily available at most stores today with many iterations over the past 40 years, this originally came out in 1979 by Milton Bradley. Now, this was at a time when companies like Coleco were making handheld gaming devices, let's say, but they were mainly just bulky plastic handhelds, but they only had like little red LEDs on it. So that was as far as you were getting with any type of handheld gaming device for the time, aside for devices like the Microvision would come along a little bit later and would really be the first form of any type of computerized gaming. So this relies, it has a central processor, but this relies on a lot of transistors, a lot of capacitors, a lot of microchips. So this is slowly starting to bridge the gap in technology from like late 60s to early 70s computing, and it's finally being put into home applications as you're beginning to have, Silicon Valley is starting to develop. People are able to more cheaply produce microchips, RAM, ROM chips, things like that. And so this is really one of the first beginnings of where you're starting to see some of your earliest computerized gaming, let's say, or just computerized or digitized, as some would call these toys, come into being. So I remember playing with this very well growing up. I loved it. My aunt had one of these. I always played it when I went over to her house. It's easy to pick up, it's easy to learn the basics of it, but it's really hard to master, even on like some of the basic levels. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the instructions for this, so I'm not too sure of all the game levels, but you do have your basic one where, the commercial shows, just follow the lights in order, but I believe the other ones are where you're trying to figure out a pattern and it doesn't show you, it doesn't light up, so you're guessing. Either that or maybe there's just something wrong with this version. I don't think that's the case because it does seem to be functioning just fine. You have your different skill levels, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But I just think when you look at this right off the bat, I mean, wow, this just says, even though this was originally made in '79,
I mean, what an iconic 80s toy, you know, for all intents and purposes. I mean, you know, it really wasn't, I mean, it was made in the 70s, but it mainly made, you know, its debut in the 80s, and that's what so many people, you know, remember it by. And just these 4 basic primary colors on the front, there's just something about that to me which is very universal. It just has an instant appeal and just grabs your attention. It's like, hey, like what's going on here? There's just like, you want to, you know, you want to play it. It's just designed where like you want to be like, hey, what is this? What's going on? So it definitely grabs your attention. Let's flip this over. We'll take a look at the battery compartment here and a little bit of stuff on the back. So there's not too much to see. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that at all. We have some Milton Bradley copyright information on here, so that way you can tell. A lot of these will look exactly like the 79 and 80 versions, but they'll have like a 90 or so copyright, because these didn't change very much over the years. And so you have your 2 battery compartments, which are pretty darn hard to get open. So usually you just got to use like a little penny or something, and that'll get that to pop open. So up at the top, it takes one 9-volt battery. Okay. Flip this over here. Gotta make sure these don't pop out everywhere. And then it takes 2 D batteries, I believe, which actually that's not a lot for a toy this size. I figured it was gonna take 4. I put these in a while ago, so I didn't even remember how many it took. And then on the back you have your little feet, so that way, you know, you can put it on a coffee table or something without it skidding around. I got one here that's kind of popped off over the years. And of course you have your speaker, so this thing does have some really nice sound. And let's take a look at the front now, where all the action is, right? So this is really nice. This is a metal center piece right here. I love the big, larger-than-life plastic buttons. They have a great feel. They spring back really nice when you push down on them. They are textured, so that way you can get kind of a better grip when you're moving fast. I mean, you're not getting a grip, but so your hands don't slip and you hit the right button here. So you got all your different buttons on the front. A little hard with that metallic glare there, but this is your game modes. You have game 1, 2, and 3. Now, like I said, game 1 and 2, those are the ones that they don't light up. So I think those are just those different game modes. Game 3 is your basic mode. Oops, I already pushed that all the way over. Game 3 is your basic game mode, to where what you see in the commercials and you just repeat the level. And then you have your different skill levels as you get better, which 4 is actually pretty tough. And then you have your last, which that will show whatever the last thing that it did, or your last game, it'll show that sequence. You have your start button, and then your longest, and I believe that'll show your longest run that you had, like without a mistake, and then the off-on button. So pretty neat. I really like how this feels. It weighs about a good 2 to 3 pounds or so there, so it's definitely quite a big toy. And then we'll take a look at the pocket Simon in just a second here, but for now, let's turn this on and let's see Simon in action. All right, so we've got the batteries all set in our Simon game here. Let's get it turned on and play some Simon. All right, so we flip the switch to the on switch, and we got it set to game 1 and skill level 1 here, and we'll just go ahead and hit start, and I'll show you what this does in just a second. So you hit this, and okay, so that does light up. So it shows you the first one, yellow, and then now you just have to guess. Oh, so I got yellow and red right, but green was not the next sound in whatever the pre-programmed order that it had in its memory that I didn't know about. And then so you can hit last. And so yeah, that just shows you the last thing that you did. And then longest. So I only hit it 2 times, so it's just repeating that. So we'll try that one more time. Oh, it wasn't blue that time, so I don't know what it was. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, now it's different. Red, blue, Not yellow. See, this is hard because you have no idea what the order is. And it seems like I'm just always wrong. Oh, there we go. Oh, not bad. I did pretty good. I was like, what, like 5 or something there? That was not bad. So that's game 1. That's only on the first skill level, so that's pretty darn tricky since you can't see, or you can't, you don't know what's inside its little brain to be able to figure out, what the actual pattern is. This is game 2. We'll flip it to that, and I believe this is the one now where it doesn't light up. Oh, nope, I'm still wrong. That definitely does. And I'm not sure how that's different. I'll take a look in the manual with the Pocket Simon that I have inside the box, because I'm not really sure what's different about the game 2. So now let's go to game 3. And this is the classic mode everybody knows. So we'll just go ahead and hit start. And this is just where you follow along. And you can see it picks up the tempo. And that does start to get tricky after a while. Whew, that's hard. Oh, so close. But yeah, you can see how there's a little beep. Yeah, you win, Simon. Ha, you jerk. So, I don't know why it's still doing that after I'm not playing anymore, but... And then that tells you that it's done with the program, when you see that little fast beep after everything's done. But yeah, so that's really cool. And then here's something else that you can do that's really neat. Simon's really fun to play in the dark. Check out how bright this lights up. Oh. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at the regular original Simon, let's take a look at its counterpart released in 1980, Pocket Simon. So this one I do have the box for, which I think looks rather nice, and I think it's actually, dare I say it, a nicer unit than the original. I like the compact size, and I just like the look of it overall. And this actually says shown actual size, so that is the actual size of the game. And just got a, computer-controlled game, so they were loosely using, the term computer, like I said before. Nothing too special on the box there, so let's get it out of the box here and take a look at it. So this is what you would have gotten here back in 1980. And you have the Simon game inside this little sleeve here, which we'll take a closer look at in just a second. This little protective cardboard sleeve. And then, yeah, this thing has, like, everything still inside of it. A long time ago there. Get that lid back on the box. That would help. There we go. So you got your manual and your instruction booklet for Pocket Simon, which you know, is just pretty basic. So let's see. Game 1 Pocket. Now see, that's what I want to see. If this changes from the original, because I don't have the instruction manual for that. Game 2 Players says. Game 3 Choose your color. Fascinating color elimination for 2 or 3 or 4 players. Oh, but see, but that game 3 is totally different. See, these are reversed. That game 3 should be the game 1. Huh. Oh well. So anyway, that's your little instruction manual for that. And then what do we have here? This looks like your warranty, I guess. Oh, let's see. Personal thanks from Milton Bradley for trying this product now. If you liked it or disliked it, will you tell us about it? Oh, it's a little survey. Isn't that neat? Wow. And your warranty registration. If this product was a gift to you or your family, was it a complete surprise or in response to a request? Where'd you see it at? TV, display in a store, manufacturer's name? Is this your first electronic game or toy? Have you heard of Super Simon? Yeah, that's I don't have anything on that, but that's another one that came out that's actually very, very rare. You hardly ever see that, which is really neat. But yeah, so that's really neat. Your warranty registration, and you would just send that back in. Pretty neat. All right, so let's take an up-close look at the device here. Like I said, I really, really like this. Look at how small and compact and sleek this is. Very, very nice. We'll take a look at the back here. You got the battery compartment. These things are notoriously difficult to get open. Much less batteries. I gotta say, for both of these units, they don't use up a lot of batteries. And batteries in the 70s and 80s were crazy expensive. So, you know, only 2 AA batteries and a 9-volt, that is not bad, and I have not had to replace these since I put them in. So, they last a good while. You have a nice big speaker. Look at the size of that speaker. So you definitely get some good sound out of that. Then the rest of the unit, you know, you got your regular buttons here, which look very nice and bright and colorful, very clean. Basically your same buttons, last, start, longest, game mode 1, 2, 3, longest skill level 1 through 4, and the Milton Bradley logo right in the middle. So I think it's a really nice looking little toy. It just has a nice look to it. I really like that. So let's go ahead, we'll turn this on, and now let's see if this is different. We'll do game 1, which we know that was completely different than the basic Simon on the regular one. And I don't know why they would have flip-flopped them and reversed them on here, so I'm kind of confused. Let's start this up and see what it does. Yeah, so this is just your basic mode. Woohoo! I beat it! That's your little victory beep. So now let's try the other game modes and see how different they were from the original Simon. This is game 2. Yeah, see these, I don't understand. I mean, you got the instructions there, but... Let's see if we can get a better idea of how that actually works. That's really got me curious. You select the signals. You decide what signals to play and the order in which you want to play them. Pocket Simon's only response is to give you the first signal, the Raz if you misplay, and the victory signal. Read the instructions carefully. Create a longer sequence of signals. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, so slide skill level switch to 4 won't function properly. Okay, so let's try that. Let's see. So, okay, calm down, Simon. Getting a little out of hand here. Oh yeah, you too. Alright, so now we set that to 4. Alright, and then it says now you get to choose your own input. Ah, wait, what? Wait, how could I be wrong if I'm choosing? Let's see. This is confusing. Huh, interesting. So, I mean, it kind of seems to work, but not really. Maybe I just need to spend a little bit more time with it. But anyway, you get the general idea, you know, of how these little games work. And then the third one, switch to 3, color elimination. Oh, so let's see how this works. Let's just give this a quick try here. 3, have it set to 4. Let's see what this does. So what am I supposed to do here? Seems like you're just guessing. Huh. Well, anyway, I can't quite figure that out, but still really fun, and I think the Pocket Simon is just as good, and maybe even a little bit better than the original. Alright guys, that is going to do it for my nostalgic look at this classic toy by Milton Bradley, Simon, and Pocket Simon. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at this cool nostalgic toy with me today, and I'll see you guys back here next time.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8ByteBrian. See you next time.